I was very lucky in the fact that I found it during lockdown.
I don't know, there's something about the way he used dramatic light with still life, violent as well.
Yeah, a lot of my friends have said this. It kind of looks like gory, almost. Hello, we're here at Maddox Gallery, ahead of the opening of Paradiso, and today we're turning the tables, artist interviewing artist. I'm Charlotte Rose.
I'm Celine Ali.
And we're going to talk about our practices, what's behind work, and what Paradiso means to us. Where did your practice begin? What was the moment that you knew that you were going to be an artist?
So my art practice began in Romania. I was born and grown in Romania, and I was very interested in anything related with art since childhood. I was a very creative child, doing a lot of things like pottery, arts and crafts. But I think art for me was more like a dream rather than a possible career. You know, in Romania we have this mentality that you need to have a traditional job, like you need to be a doctor, a lawyer, stuff like that in order to be successful. So art wasn't an option for me. That's why I chose to study interior design. So I moved abroad, came to London, studied interior design, and I think everything changed when I came to London and discovered this vibrant city with so many art opportunities, with so many art events. And I remember even visiting my first ever art fair, where I saw so many artists exhibiting their work and having the chance to sell their work. For me, I think it was like a completely new world open, because we don't have this kind of events in Romania. So I think that was the triggering moment that I realized that I can pursue my artistic career and that I'm in the right place where I can do that, because if not in London, where else? So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I left my interior design job and started to do this. So I have 5 years since I'm doing this as a full-time job.
Yeah, me too actually, 5 years.
Oh.
Yeah. I had the same with, so my mum's an artist, but I wasn't ever really encouraged to study art at school. Yeah. I guess because my mum never made a career out of it. She's amazing, but she never earned money through it. So I was forced into academic subjects like English literature and creative writing is what I studied at university. And I graduated, and then I decided that I didn't like it and I wasn't very good at writing at all. But then it was painting was something that I just did for an escape and for fun, and it was the thing that I should have been doing the whole time, but I guess I was just told I wasn't allowed. And yeah, so I think it found me, and I still have influences from literature.
Yeah, I can see all of the texts, and
so I use quite a lot of that. But yeah, like I said, I grew up with my mum painting in the kitchen or in the living room. She'd be drawing, so it was always something around me. But yeah, just wasn't encouraged to go that route until I was a bit older.
Yeah, that was for me as well, because I think in general art is seen more like a hobby rather than a career path.
Yeah,
so
it was quite a luxurious thing to pursue as well.
Yeah.
So I found that for me personally, I was very lucky in the fact that I found it during lockdown, where there was there was no other choice. Everyone stopped working. There was no, and I think if I had to be working a job and then trying to pursue an art career from scratch at the same time, it would have been way more difficult for me.
Yeah.
But it was that pause where you had the luxury to pursue things that maybe you wouldn't have had time to otherwise.
Yeah, that was exactly my case as well, because it was a good timing when the lockdown hit, and I was made redundant and had so much time, so I restarted to paint big canvases. So I decided that I want to do something with this.
Yeah, it's good. It's such a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
So what has been a big influence on your work lately?
So I keep changing like my source of inspiration, but lately, especially for those pieces, I've been really interested and attracted by Caravaggio's work.
I love Caravaggio.
Yeah, same. And I think, I don't know, there's something about the way he used dramatic light with still life that I don't know, I find it powerful. And also the way he balanced sensuality with raw realism. So I think he's a big influence on like the light, texture, and also like the juxtaposition of the objects. Yeah, and also this one specifically is inspired by one of his work, the boy holding a basket of fruits. So I wanted to make my own version, like female holding a basket of fruits.
They're really beautiful.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Wow.
What about you? Do you have like
so for this collection of work, I chose to kind of go down the route of 20th century literature. Everything that I do is kind of based around literature, but my previous works were Shakespearean. So I did a show called the Shakespeare Tobacco Company, which was like Shakespeare themes with tobacco brands. And this time around, I've chosen like 20th century literature, not just cigarette boxes. I've done like other things as well. But for this one here, it's like based around Blood Meridian, which is quite like a violent and quite aggressive novel, which I quite like the Western theme. So like it was based in like the Wild West in America, and obviously like Marlboro has like the cowboy themes in the adverts, and then with the Kellogg's Victory Flakes, that's based on Orwell's 1984. So I like things that have like kind of heavy, hard-hitting themes, but I always have a sense of like satirical elements and kind of, you know, light-heartedness about it as well. But yeah.
Yeah, interesting. The brush strokes from this painting, they look violent as well.
Yeah, a lot of my friends have said this. It kind of looks like gory almost, which I don't know if. Oh, I guess it was maybe my intention. Yeah, yeah. So it was my intention. But yeah, no, it's a lot of fun, and I've been working with oil paint for this. Well, I've done 4 paintings in oil and then a couple in acrylic as well.
Do you usually work in acrylic more, or?
I prefer to work with oil, but if there's a tight deadline, I'll work with acrylic. What do you work with?
Oh, oils.
Oils, yeah.
But I love oils. I don't know why I can't go back to acrylics.
It's
I don't
hard.
know.
Yeah, I think once you have.
There's something in oils like about the finish, the texture that
so
I
rich.
love.
There's a lot of depth as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially with your work, there's like a lot of like depth and richness in the colours. It's beautiful.
But I know what you're saying about the drying time. It can be challenging.
I work with quite thick oil as well, so it can take like literally months
I know.
to dry. Sometimes I put them into framing and they're still a little bit wet, and I'm like, oh no.
It happened to me.
Yeah,
even
exactly.
recently.
It's hard to get the timings right with oil because it's also it's like weather dependent.
I know.
Like how much moisture's in the air and stuff with the drying times. But once you start painting with oils, it's very difficult to stop.
Yeah. Do you have like an element in your practice that became almost like a language, or like?
Yeah, I think over time I've kind of discovered little things, elements that I repeated, like I guess like motifs in my work. I love so all of my work kind of feels like it's broken or old or weathered. So I kind of like looking at old sign writing, or like around London, anything that's...
Yeah, they have like a vintage feeling as well.
Exactly, especially with the idea of like a cigarette box being a kind of a thing of the past, and like people don't smoke as much anymore.
And they are nostalgic to it as well.
Yeah, I like the idea of
something.
Exactly, it's like a time gone by, and I kind of like the idea of this cigarette box that's been like weathered and like maybe left in someone's back pocket and gone through like the washing machine and kind of discarded. And I think it's almost like an artifact as well, which I kind of like that feel. So I guess like that's something that I kind of repeat in my work, is this feeling of like age, oldness.
I can definitely see that in your paintings.
Yeah. What about you? What do you?
As you can see, I think a central element that almost became like a signature style in my paintings are the faceless figures. Because I think I want to add ambiguity to my paintings. I don't like to portray an actual or a specific individual, so I like the viewer to
fill in the blank.
Yeah, exactly. Nice. And I want that figure to be familiar and to resonate with the viewer, so it can be anyone. And also I'm really interested in the idea of how you can express identity without portraying the facial features, but rather through, I don't know, gestures or emotion. How can you do that without a portrait? So I think it's more powerful, and I think I want the rest of the visual composition to speak more than the face.
Oh, that's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, that's the idea behind the faceless.
So cool. It's really, really strong. So the show is called Paradiso. How do you interpret that idea through your work?
So I think for me, Paradiso isn't somewhere far away, isn't like the perfect or ideal destination. I think it is much more closer and personal. And I think it is in the small things that I grew up, like the braiding hair, the embroidered cloth, the quiet female presence, all these things that I'm trying to integrate in my paintings. So I think all the paintings, they bring brings together tradition, identity, cultural memory, which kind of turns it into my kind of notion of paradise. Because for me, like the term of paradise is something intimate and personal. It makes me think from where I belong, or something that is close to my heart. So these like small cultural things.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's really cool. I think for me, like Paradiso was kind of more about the escapism of my practice. So I use painting in a way to like almost as a therapy. And I think that started like during lockdown, because I was like kind of escaping through this crazy and bizarre and isolating experience. And then I guess like even the world today is just a bit scary and intense and heavy. So I always escaped through literature as a kid. I always read novels and had my nose in a book. And I think that's just translated into adulthood, where I now paint and I use my art as a form of escapism. And I guess like the work with the ties to literature is that kind of, like that's a symbol of my version of paradise, of like escapism and running away from it all.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
we live in very uncertain times, so I think definitely creating art, it's
important.
Yeah, it's
sure.
crucial.
Yeah. So what does a studio day look like for you?
With a lot of painting.
Yeah. Thank God.
I'm in the studio Monday to Friday, and I start very early in the morning, like 7 o'clock in the morning.
Nice.
I tend to be more productive during the first part of the day.
Me too, I'm the same.
So yeah, I'm an early bird. And I'm trying to maintain like a discipline, so yeah, nothing special, like just work during the week, and then the weekends are for, I don't know, getting inspiration, rest, recharge.
It's important as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you, is it just you alone in the studio?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Yeah, I usually have like friends asking, "Oh, can I come over and maybe I can stay while you paint?" No.
No, I'm the same.
I can't do that.
And a lot of my friends also share studio space with other artists.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to do
Same.
It sounds such like a bitch, but I need the space.
Same,
Yeah.
same. Yeah, yeah.
It's a very private
Intimate,
and intimate.
Yeah, I tend to isolate in my studio as well, so.
And is your studio separate from your home?
No, is it at my home place?
Okay, yeah.
So straight from the bed.
Yeah,
I go.
I'm the same. I live in my studio as well. I actually prefer it, I think.
Same.
Because I have, like you said, I wake up early as well. So in summer when the sun comes up, I'm usually up around 5.
Oh.
But because I live in the space, it's like, you know, you kind of like stumble out of bed, make a coffee and like potter about a bit. It's not really like I'm going to work now.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of integrated into my lifestyle.
Yeah.
So I enjoy that because it's a bit of a privilege to kind of be able to do that. I've had a studio space where it was separate and I had to travel in, and it feels a little bit more like a job rather than like
I used
party.
to do that as well, and I hate it because I needed to commute as well, so I felt like, I don't know, I ended up painting for just 4 hours.
Exactly. And it becomes like a separate thing to you. I love living amongst it.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like, yeah, and then also at night I might be, you know, walking to the kitchen, I'll just walk past a painting and I'll be like, oh, I should do this. Or like, you know, there's like little in-between moments of the day that you can kind of add things.
Yeah.
And I think that is quite important.
Do you work on multiple pieces at the same?
Yeah, I used to not, because
I can't.
you one at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to be the same way.
I don't know, I don't know, I get so involved and with one painting that I can't start multiple pieces.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm not a multitasker, I don't know.
I completely understand that. I think when I started working with oils, because of the drying time and because of, I mean, my paintings are a very different process to yours.
Yeah.
I'd have to like wait a long time to carry on.
But
so I just start like 3 or 4 together and kind of do it alongside each other.
For me it's the opposite, because I like the fact that they dry slowly, because it gives me time to reflect on the decision. So I keep adding and keep changing until the very last moment. So it's like I work in layers as well.
Yeah, that's nice.
So yeah, I think.
Yeah. Oh, wicked. That was a good one. Are you someone who plans everything, or do you follow your intuition?
I think for me it's like a mixture between intuition and some thoughts in my mind. I usually start painting with a roughly sketched directly on the canvas. I don't like to do small sketches, so I don't have like a sketchbook.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know, because I don't like to pre-plan too much a piece.
Yeah, because also like if you've made decisions in your head before, it can kind of...
Every time I start a painting, I kind of have a clear vision in my mind with what I'm gonna paint roughly. And
do you write in your notes? Like
sometimes I plan it like
really loose in that way.
really loose. Yeah. So I think it is a mixture between intuition and some preliminary thoughts in my head.
Yeah, I think I mean I'm not a very planning kind of person. I'm quite type B. I'm like all over the place, but because of the nature of my paintings, they're quite they like play on ideas and word play and stuff like that. If I'm on the tube and I have like an idea, I'm like, oh, that would be cool, like that connects with that. So I'll write that in the notes. And occasionally I'll do like tiny little watercolor sketches, but that's just because I enjoy like working with watercolor and it's a different thing. But really it's just, I have the idea, I'm like, okay, cool, and then I'll just execute it.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Yeah,
no,
it's good to be like that, I think. are there any rituals that you need to get into your creative headspace?
As I said earlier, I think the crucial thing for me in the studio is that I need silence.
Yeah.
So yeah, I rarely play any music in the background as well,
Okay,
because
cool.
I just need to be myself with my own thoughts.
Wow.
And with a canvas.
I'm completely the opposite. I'm like drown out every thought. I need like music in my ears all the time.
No,
so
I can't. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like I need to have this intimate bonding with
with
the surface.
I feel like your paintings are like therapy.
Yeah.
And mine's like escape.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Bury my head in sand kind of thing. That's really interesting.
Yeah, and other than that, I think I just need loads of coffees.
Yeah.
I can't start any painting process without drinking a coffee. So.
Me too. No,
yeah.
I'm the same. Do you ever feel like you wait for, like people always say, oh, I have like a creative block. Do you wait for like inspiration, or are you just powering through it?
No, I'm not a person to struggle with inspiration. I don't know. And I think every time I paint a piece, I already have new ideas for the next one, so each painting is like kind of informative for the next one, so there's like a sort of a dialogue between them. So
nice. Yeah,
I rarely struggle with inspiration, and when I do, I don't know, look on others artists' works. So
that's good. You know, I'm the same. I'm like, I always think that it's a bit of a I don't want to say it's lazy to wait for inspiration, but like if I give myself the luxury to be like, oh, I'm not feeling like painting today, you just have to push through it.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Just like do something, even if it's not painting, even if it's just like priming a canvas, just something that will just kind of get things moving.
If you wait, nothing will come out.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, imagine if an accountant was like, I just don't feel like it today.
Do you feel your experience as a woman has shaped the way you make art and how people responded to it?
It's really interesting. I think I've always found that I have to maybe like prove myself a little more than my male peers in the art world. I think like I get a lot of comments on Instagram saying, "You didn't paint this," and I'm like, I mean, I'll take it as a compliment because they think that it's good enough for me to fake painting it, but I'm also like, it's just really bizarre thing. And a lot of nepotism accusations. She's a nepo, which is bizarre. And I always think, like, if I was a 27-year-old male artist making a career out of art, would I get the same accusations? I'm not sure. But I always think that it's a bit of a power walking into a room where people underestimate you and you are more than capable. So I always kind of have that up my sleeve and think, okay, cool, like you've underestimated me and I'm gonna prove you wrong. What about you?
I think it's kind of similar to me as well, because a lot of what I paint may seem feminine, but in a way that is a bit dismissive, because a lot of what I paint, like the braiding hair, the flowers, the female figures, they all come from a female experience, but sometimes people see these things as, I don't know, soft or feminine, but for me those things are powerful and they add depth to my practice, so I think.
Good, fuck 'em. Are there any female artists, peers or historical, who have helped guide you or anchor you?
Not necessarily a guidance in my practice, but I do admire Peggy Guggenheim for the way she championed artists.
Amazing.
Especially at a time when many voices were being overlooked. And I don't know, she had this bold and brave approach to support art that was new, experimental, different, and sometimes it was misunderstood. So I've recently been to Venice to one of her houses with full of art. So it reminds me how important is it not just to produce art, but also to
champion.
To stand behind, to support, to build like a community. So
sure.
yeah, I think it is powerful.
Oh, that's amazing. I've always looked up to I feel like my career kind of mirrors that of Pauline Botti, who was like a pop artist in the 60s. She was like a bit of she's modelling and was kind of in the fashion world as well. And,
very similar to you as well.
Yeah, like I look at her work and she was always underestimated as well, like I was saying before. And I think, I really think that she's inspiring and a really cool artist. And she kind of got like the moment and kind of was there, and it was cool. And then I always surround myself with peers. I'm never the smartest in the room. Like I always make sure that everyone around me is like more intelligent and more with it.
That's good. Yeah. I think it helps to be like in a nice environment where you can.
And I model for oil painters, so like I can sit for them. This woman called Rosso, who's amazing, and she taught me how to oil paint. So like I have
it's like a sharing,
yeah, and like having that kind of creative bubble of and community of people that I give them something, they give me something, and it's like a really nice, beautiful exchange.
Yeah, it's like a shared exchange.
Yeah, it's
really nice.
But it's very important, I think, to always have people around you that you can learn from, and it's nice. How do you navigate confidence, self-representation, and space in the industry?
Oh, I guess I'm still struggling with confidence, because being an artist wasn't an option, and also because I had a career shift. I think confidence took a lot of time to build, and I had difficult times when I didn't believe in me because everything felt so uncertain. But I think I just learned, to just showing up consistently to my practice, stay close to who I am and not to fit in someone else's expectations. And I think the self-representation doesn't need to be loud in order to take space and place. So just keep, be persistent and consistent with your practice. And just building your practice with small steps. Nothing is happening during the night, so.
I completely relate to that feeling. I've kind of built like a bit of a character around, so it's not really like who I consider myself to be is the artist that like I put out there, and I think that's a really important thing for me to like protect myself. And I guess if any like criticism comes my way, it kind of deflects that as well, and it feels like it's not like they're not criticizing me or like the thing that I hold dear. It's kind of like this public figure that isn't me, and I find that quite an interesting tool to use. But yeah, I mean, it would be a crazy thing if you didn't suffer from a bit of what's it called, the imposter syndrome or something like that. But it just means that you're on the right course and you're doing good stuff.
I think it's crucial to be critical with yourself as well. It helps to to push boundaries. To your practice.
If you're really happy with where you're at, it's probably not a good sign. It's so true. And the goalposts always move, so if I had like the idea of what I wanted to be in 3 years' time, I'll reach it, and then by the time I've reached it, I don't feel satisfied. I'm like, okay, what's the next thing?
Exactly.
So it's a good thing. It's crazy. It's like, what's that thing, Sisyphus, pushing up the boulder up the hill? That's me.
So thank you for this. It was a nice conversation.
It's a lot of fun.
So Paradiso is open now at Maddox Berkeley Street Gallery. So please come visit the show and experience the art.
Bye.